Welcome to the channel. We are diving straight into the action with Jolyon Palmer giving his take on the Audi Formula One team's performance after the Miami Grand Prix. Palmer and James Hinchcliffe have weighed in on the reliability nightmare that plagued the Audi effort, discussing everything from Nico Hülkenberg's power unit failure to Gabriel Bortolito's disqualification, and what this means for the German Marque's position in the sport right now.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we shift focus to the rising stars in the F1 Academy. Autumn Fisher is officially confirmed as the standard chartered wild card entry for Round 2 in Montreal. We look at how this initiative is championing female talent, featuring Fisher's debut in the 77 car, and what this means for the future pathway in motorsport. Now, let's talk technical changes shaking up the grid for 2027. We decode the FIA's decision to implement a 60-40 power split between internal combustion and electrical components, and how this massive regulation overhaul is set to impact every single manufacturer, from Mercedes to Red Bull and Ferrari. And finally, we look at the competitive landscape as Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing continue their push. We examine Laurent Meki's analysis on the progress made, the upgrades delivered at Miami, and whether the team is truly closing the gap on their rivals. Stay tuned for more analysis, and don't forget to subscribe. Formula One TV presenters Jolyon Palmer and James Hinchcliffe have delivered a scathing assessment of the Audi Formula One team following their disastrous performance at the Miami Grand Prix. The weekend was marred by significant reliability issues, impacting both the drivers and the team's standing. Nico Hülkenberg was forced to retire early from the Grand Prix after suffering a power unit failure before the sprint race. Furthermore, teammate Gabriel Bortolito faced disqualification from the sprint race due to a power unit technical infringement, ultimately finishing 12th on Sunday outside the points. James Hinchcliffe detailed the cumulative problems, noting that the team struggled with multiple issues. You've got the issue with Hülkenberg earlier in the weekend, then Bortolito had a brake issue, had the disqualification for a violation on the power unit side, and then the failure for Hülkenberg after he already had some front wing damage. Hinchcliffe concluded that the team needs to put behind them this weekend's setbacks and focus on Canada. Jolyon Palmer elaborated on the strategic disadvantage facing Audi, emphasizing that as the sole team utilizing Audi power units, they lack external learning opportunities. They're the only team running Audi power units, so they've got no learning from anyone else. Even from the shakedown, if they're not on track, they're not learning from anyone else, Palmer stated. He compared Audi's position to competitors, noting that Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull all operate with multiple teams, while Audi and Aston Martin are currently struggling in that regard, suggesting they are behind on the curve. Although Audi currently sits 9th in the constructors' standings with 2 points, and Gabriel Bortolito is 15th in the drivers' standings with 2 points, Hülkenberg is 18th with no points. Palmer concluded that while the team is performing adequately overall, the recurring teething issues will require extended time to resolve. Canadian driver Autumn Fisher has been confirmed as the standard chartered wild card entry for Round 2 of the 2026 Formula One Academy season, which will be held at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. Fisher will compete in the event driving the 77 car, featuring a specially designed race suit and brand livery, representing Standard Chartered as the series' official wealth management partner and official corporate and investment banking partner. The 18-year-old driver, who previously participated in F1 Academy's inaugural rookie test last season, marks her official debut in the series. This participation underscores Standard Chartered's dedication to fostering female talent and developing the next generation in motorsport. The Wild Card initiative, launched in 2024, aims to enhance the talent pool by providing drivers with valuable experience on race weekends. The program has successfully supported 8 drivers who have since secured full-time seats on the 2026 grid, establishing a clear progression pathway within F1 Academy. Speaking about the opportunity, Autumn Fisher expressed her enthusiasm. "I'm incredibly excited to be joining the F1 Academy grid in Montreal. This is a huge moment for me, and I'm grateful to F1 Academy and Standard Chartered for the opportunity. I can't wait to get on track and make the most of the weekend." Susie Wolf, managing director of F1 Academy, emphasized the significance of the partnership. She stated, "We were proud to welcome Standard Chartered to F1 Academy earlier this year, and their support of our wild card entry in Montreal shows that commitment in action. Creating opportunities that expand the pathway is at the heart of what we are building, and partnerships like this help turn ambition into access." The Wild Card initiative exists to give emerging talent the platform to step up, and we look forward to seeing Autumn make the most of her debut weekend on the F1 Academy stage. Tanuj Kapileshrami, Chief Strategy and Talent Officer at Standard Chartered, highlighted the strategic importance of the support. He commented, "We're incredibly proud to support Autumn as the Standard Chartered Wild Card for Montreal, leveraging our global brand to champion female talent in motorsport through F1 Academy. When we invest in women and girls through sport, we're reshaping what leadership, performance, and possibility look like for the next generation. Now is her time. I look forward to joining my Standard Chartered colleagues globally in cheering her on." Formula One has announced significant modifications to engine regulations for the 2027 season, introducing a 60-40 power split between internal combustion engines, ICE, and electrical motors. The maximum power output for the ICE will increase by 50 kW, reaching 450 kW, 603 bhp, while the electrical motor's maximum output will be reduced by 50 kW to 300 kW, 402 bhp. This adjustment is intended to resolve lingering energy starvation issues from the 2026 rules and smooth out the powertrain landscape. This shift reflects a move away from a 50-50 split between mechanical and electrical power, prioritizing practicality. The reduction in motor output is expected to decrease energy consumption per lap, potentially mitigating extreme harvesting tactics, although the ICE is anticipated to benefit from increased fuel flow. However, this increased duty cycle for the engine at higher power levels introduces a potential risk of reliability concerns. All 5 manufacturers are currently developing new powertrains for the upcoming season, meaning these changes will require rework and adjustments to the planned 2027 designs based on this season's learnings. The new specifications will serve as a benchmark for future development. Mercedes is positioned to have an easier transition, as its ICE is already operating near the top end of the field, with its engine potentially exceeding the 450 kW target. The manufacturer anticipates that increased fuel flow, potentially enhanced by sustainable fuel formulations, will help bridge any remaining power gap. The Red Bull-Ford alliance is also in a strong position. Their engine is competitive, and the reduction in MGU-K power is expected to alleviate development pressure, as much of the team's performance advantage is attributed to low-drag aerodynamics rather than peak motor output. Ferrari faces a challenge, as its smaller turbocharger configuration is constricting its overall output compared to rivals. The manufacturer is hoping that ADUO updates can close the gap, but the lack of an immediate MGUH start advantage is a significant hurdle. Audi's first F1 power unit is noted as lacking outright power, and the 2027 regulations offer a crucial opportunity for the team to focus on extracting more performance from the internal combustion engine. Honda is facing the most significant challenge. Its V6 engine is estimated to be around 50-60 bhp behind the Mercedes benchmark. The increased power target of 450 kW provides Honda with substantial work to do, particularly with the allowance for ADUO upgrades. Overall, the 2027 rule changes are set to reshape the competitive hierarchy, with the focus shifting towards maximizing ICE performance and navigating the new hybrid power distribution. Red Bull Racing is acknowledging that they are still playing catch-up against their Formula One rivals, despite an encouraging performance at the Miami Grand Prix. Max Verstappen commented on the situation after McLaren team boss Andrea Stella remarked on the tight competition involving Mercedes and Ferrari. The weekend was mixed for the Red Bull team, with Ishaq Hadjar experiencing a difficult run, suffering an exclusion from qualifying due to illegal car floorboards and a crash on lap 5. Despite this, Hadjar managed to qualify and finish 5th in the sprint race, securing a front-row start for the main event before finishing 5th again after a spin on the first lap. Team principal Laurent Mekies expressed optimism regarding the progress made. He stated, "There is a definitive step forward." Mekies highlighted the significant gains in qualifying performance, noting that the team was only 1.2 seconds away from pole in Japan and 1 second away in China, emphasizing that the competition was pushing development. He noted that qualifying positions showed substantial improvement compared to previous efforts, suggesting the team was capable of fighting for positions between P3, P4, and P5. Analysis pointed to specific areas of improvement. Hadjar's performance issues at Albert Park were partly attributed to finding an optimal setup, as the car was not in its ideal operating window in China and Japan, where it was out-qualified by the top 3 teams and Alpine's Pierre Gasly. Red Bull benefited from a comprehensive upgrade package at Miami, including an updated floor, engine cover, side pod inlet, and front and rear wings, which technical director Pierre Wash confirmed delivered the expected results. Regarding race pace, the performance was not yet at the level required for a podium finish. Verstappen's 44-second deficit under the checkered flag was not indicative of his potential. He finished 9th on lap 1 after a spin, and a pit stop during the early safety car period dropped him to 16th, leading to a long stint where he made 10 overtakes. Despite the current results, Red Bull maintains a focus on future development, with weight-reducing items planned for introduction near the Austrian Grand Prix in late June. Mekies concluded that while they have not solved every issue, the team is determined to extract more from its package, while anticipating further competitive updates from rivals in upcoming races.